Now, I don't think it's any secret that I love tower defense games, but let's be honest here. Most of them suck. Many of them are mobile games with super shallow mechanics, or they seem fine for a while until you find a particular combo that basically breaks the game. There are precious few that I feel actually have enough depth to keep you interested past an hour or so. That's where Defender's Quest comes in. It's a combination of tower defense and an RPG in a single game. It has all the usual tower defense mechanics. Defend your base with upgradable towers as stronger and stronger waves of creeps come to tear it down. However, this game merges tower defense and RPG mechanics in a way that I haven't really seen before. Instead of being towers, your towers are actually heroes. These characters level up between missions, gaining more abilities, damage, and utility. This includes your base, which is actually the main character of the game, and can use utility spells to help you out in levels, like healing, making your heroes attack faster, and zapping things that get through with lightning bolts. Your heroes can also have equipment like weapons and armor. While in the base game these are all linear stat increases, you can earn unique weapons by beating stages on higher difficulties. Later in the game, choosing the right hero and equipment can mean the difference from a map being impossible to easily winnable. Progression in the game follows along a linear path that increases in difficulty. Each level has a unique layout and 4 difficulties that you can choose from. The easiest difficulty should be possible no matter what your level and equipment, while harder difficulties may require that you come back later to attempt them. In between battles, there are towns where you can purchase new equipment and recruit additional heroes for your roster. Beating each level in difficulty without Azure taking any damage will get you a gold star. Collect enough stars and you can unlock challenge modes that give you more equipment. Beat the game and you unlock New Game Plus mode. Unlike other games, this isn't just more of the same thing. Levels are more difficult, enemies have brand new abilities like becoming invulnerable for short periods, and you unlock new levels that were unavailable in the original play mode. Even better, the progress is shared between modes, so you can move back and forth, taking down challenges however you like. There are a lot of things that I love about this game. The first thing that stands out is this game's story. That's right, I'm talking about story in a tower defense game. The meat of the story is told through text-based cutscenes before and after battles. The writing is quick and witty, and I was surprised how much the developers were able to get me to care about the characters given how little time there was to develop them. There were quite a few times that I cracked up reading the dialogue between Azura and Slack between battles. It's great. However, the story in the cutscenes is really only half of it. The real beauty is in the in-game journal and the world building that comes with it. Now, I've always been one to dabble in in-game codexes of various games, but this is the first that I've read top to bottom. Really, if you're gonna play this game, you must read the journal. You can tell the game's writer put a lot of effort into building this game's story, and it shows. The end of the game has multiple choices that directly affect the gameplay, and New Game Plus adds new areas for you to explore. Really, the story in this game is top-notch, especially when you compare it to every other tower defense game out there right now. There's just really no comparison. The next thing I love is the balance. It's really good. You would think that a linear tower defense game would spiral out of control when you add RPG leveling and equipment into the mix, but I never found that was the case. Your progress is fast enough that you can keep up on normal difficulty, and if you come back to harder difficulties later, you'll find that they're not as bad as you once thought. The heroes all seem to balance each other out, and you never seem to be too reliant on a particular hero or combination of heroes. Basically, the game seems to keep up a good level of challenge up to and through New Game Plus. The music itself is pretty good. It reminds me a lot of the music from the 3DS Fire Emblem games, but in a good way. My only complaint is that the loops for the music are not 100% clean, so there are these little bumps when the track repeats itself. I also absolutely loved the behind-the-scenes journal you get for beating New Game Plus. The writer put a lot of little tidbits and stories about the generation of characters and where they came from. Compared to a lot of behind-the-scenes extras that games add in, this one's really, really great. There's a lot of personality here, and I feel like I have a lot better appreciation for the game and the game creation process after having read it. All things considered, I only have a couple tiny problems with the game in its current state. There are a couple levels near the end of the normal game that required a bit of grinding previous levels. This is probably due to me not using the most optimum strat, but the game does have a menu option to adjust the EXP and scrap you get after each battle. That can help out. Also, grinding isn't as time consuming because you can speed up the game using the speed features in the lower right. There are also a couple of graphical issues, especially with the in-game journal. These are pretty minor, but sometimes the text does not line up with the borders, or there's some spacing issues. Again, minor problems, but there are some things that I noticed. In the end, Defender's Quest is simply one of the best tower defense games I've ever played. The story's great, the music is good, the mechanics are solid, and it's all balanced really well. I played through the game now several times, and my latest playthrough is about 25 hours. In total, I've put over 41 hours into the game, and I plan on replaying it every once in a while. For a game that only costs $15, that's a really good deal. In my opinion, if you're a fan of tower defense games at all, you should definitely pick this up, even at full price. But what about you? Are you a fan of tower defense games? If you are, have you played this one? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this game. Anyway, I appreciate all the support you guys give me, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.